Hey everybody, and welcome back to a new vlog. I am so excited because today I just got home from school. I look a little razzle-dazzled because I was walking home, and it is the first time in months that I have come home from school and I can still see the sky, and I am so happy about it. The days are finally getting longer and it's noticeable now, and I am just thrilled for spring because this was a rough winter and I'm ready for some more sunny days. So if you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Julianne. I am a Canadian living abroad in Germany, and I'm also studying physiotherapy here completely in my second language in German. And I'm in my second semester currently. It's 6 semesters long, 3 years, and my end of semester finals are just around the corner. So I have an early one in 3 weeks, and then all the others, they don't start for 5 weeks, which does seem like quite a ways away. But I know from experience that this time is going to fly by and that I need to start studying now for those finals. The last month or so, I have been slowly starting to study, but mostly I've just been preparing myself to study, you know what I mean? So things like making flashcards. If you don't know, I use the program Anki on my computer. It's amazing, it's perfect. I love it for studying. For anything memorizing, it's the most perfect way to study, in my humble opinion. So I've just been preparing all of that. I'm pretty much caught up on making my flashcards. Now I need to start studying those flashcards more intensely. And then of course, being a physiotherapist, we also have practical exams, exercises that we have to do with patients where, you know, it's not just knowledge about anatomy, it's working with the patients. So I've started meeting up with some of the other girls from my school and we're practicing things. I do need to do a little bit of work so that we can kind of prepare ourselves better for the exam. What I thought would be best for preparation for these more practical exams is to kind of make it like the exam would be, kind of simulate that. So in the exam, you kind of pull a card and it tells you what you have to do. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have like paper flashcards and I'm gonna write on them what would be written in the exam. So that is gonna be exactly the same as when I'm actually in my exam. I think that's the best way to go about the practical tests, and then kind of practicing with the flashcards and just like in general, just a lot of practicing these practical exercises. Hey guys, so it is Saturday morning, well, early afternoon now, and I really am trying to balance myself for the next month or so before my exams start, and I'm trying to avoid getting burnt out from all the studying that I'm going to be doing. So what I've been doing recently, I have been really trying to work out once a day for 15 minutes. It doesn't matter what I do, it doesn't matter what intensity, I just need to move my body for like 15 minutes or so, and that has been helping so much with my mood, and I think it does help with studying. All right, my apologies. I just found out that my microphone has officially left us. It is totally dead now. So hopefully the audio isn't too bad without. So I was talking about exercise and how good it is for studying, and I think there have been some studies done about how it does improve memory retention, which for students is amazing. So I think really prioritizing my physical health, but also prioritizing my mental health during this time is so important. I think it can easily turn unhealthy, and considering that I'm going to be a student for at least another 2 years, it's pretty important to take care of yourself during that time. Something else that is new that I'm trying out, seeing how it affects me, I'm trying to increase my intake of probiotics. So probiotics, I don't know if they are the bacteria or if they contain bacteria. I'm not actually so sure on the specifics about that, but I do know that probiotics, they help with the good bacteria in your gut. There's a lot of science coming out about how the good bacteria in your body has such a huge effect on the rest of your life. It really can have an effect on your physical health as well as your emotional health. A name you might have heard recently is Tim Spector. In the health and wellness community, I think his name is popping up more frequently now. He did a lot of studies about gut health, and one thing he was looking at is the bacteria and comparing that with identical twins, because identical twins have identical genetic makeup, but they can have huge differences in their life with illnesses and such, and a huge effect of those differences comes from the bacteria. And I just think it's really fascinating. So just, trying to eat more things like Greek yogurt, fermented foods, kombucha. I've started drinking kefir, and actually it's kind of like a sour taste, more intense of a sour taste than like a pure Greek yogurt, but mixing that up with a smoothie or even just having it straight, I think is pretty good. So I'm definitely interested to see how that will affect my mental health long term over the next few years. So my plan for the rest of the day is to just keep on studying. I got quite a bit done this morning. I went through all of my anatomy internal organ flashcards on Anki. I still want to go through and add new cards into my little deck piles. If you don't know how Anki works, it's basically just a computer program where you can make your flashcards, and it kind of works off of a timing system. So it reviews your old cards that you've done previous days, and you can also add new cards to your deck, and then based on how well you know the card, then that determines how often it is repeated. So what I'm aiming for is every day reviewing all the cards that I have previously done, because if I do that and stay on top of it, then it's not so intimidating because it doesn't just like add up. Because some cards, I might only review every 2 or 3 days, and then I don't have to review 50 cards from one deck. Maybe then it's only 15, and I think that makes a really big difference. And then on top of that, every other day maybe adding 10 more cards into my deck. And to give you some perspective on numbers, the exams that I am studying for currently are anatomy, internal organs, normal anatomy, Bewegungsapparat, which is more skeletal system and muscles, so everything to do with movement. I have Bindegewebsmassage, which is connective tissue massage. That one, it's more practical. There is some theory. And the theory is then more neuro-related. I also have Bewegungs- und Trainingslehre, that is movement and training education. So that is just a theoretical class, and there is still a lot I need to study for that one. I also have Neurophysiologie, which is a little easier than I anticipated it to be, because it's more so just the senses, you know, seeing, taste, smell, hearing, all of those things we kind of covered a little bit, at least I did in high school, so it's not completely out of my ballpark. I've never heard of these things before. And then of course I have normal physiology, or physiology, how they pronounce it in English. My family was making fun of me for how I'm pronouncing these words in German. And then I have Chirurgie, or surgery, and orthopedy, which is everything to do with bones and joints and stuff. And in both of those classes, I have a theoretical and a practical class. And then the last class I have is PNF, which is a very specific type of strength training that you use for different muscle patterns and movements. And the theory behind it is really interesting. You can use that to help stroke patients. You know, if they've lost the feeling from one side of their body, then you can kind of indirectly train it. It's really interesting. So all in all, I probably have a good 50 decks of cards, and I haven't wrote all of them out completely. I haven't even finished making them all. So I have some work cut out ahead of me. So I definitely think that today I'm just gonna really power through, try and get done as much material as I can, because it's really difficult the first time when you're going through flashcards, and then every time it gets a little bit easier and a little bit less draining mentally. So it's really difficult to start, and I have been procrastinating, but no more. Today we are working hard, getting stuff done. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content about living abroad in Germany, studying in my second language, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!